Hiya, so what we're going to talk about today is the park on the right manoeuvre. So we're going to pull away from the left, we're going to drive for a short distance, and then we're going to park up on the right hand side and then reverse back for 2 car lengths before pulling away again. Now the reason we do this manoeuvre is to make sure that we can park up on the right hand side of the road safely, bearing in mind that we've got to cross oncoming traffic. So as we're driving along, your instructor or examiner will ask you to park up safely, convenient and legally on the right hand side of the road. So just like you normally would for parking up on the left, you want to make sure it's safe, convenient and legal. So you want to consider where you're parking. Is there any road markings? Is it over someone's drive? It's too close or opposite a junction? And try and make sure that you're going to double park with another car on the other side of the road. As you're driving along, you'll want to check your centre and right mirror, and what you're doing there is just checking that it's going to be safe to actually move the car to the right hand side of the road. If it's safe, then you're going to give a right signal. You're going to then move over to the right hand side of the road, park up relatively close and parallel to the curb. Remember, the better the parking position, the easier the manoeuvre is going to be for the reverse part as well. You want to make sure you're not driving on the right hand side of the road for too long, so you literally want to be moving over to the right hand side and parking as soon as it is safe to do so. Make sure you stop before any cars come towards us. It's really important to make sure that what we don't do is drive on the right hand side of the road for too long. So it is literally move to the right, park ourselves up, and make sure we're stopped then, somewhere safe, convenient and legal before any oncoming cars reach us. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how we're going to prepare the car, move the car away, and then you'll see me parking up on the right hand side of the road. So we're going to prepare the car as normal. So we're going to clutch down into first gear. Again, a little bit of a bite and acceleration if you feel that the car needs it. So I'm going to set my feet up, and then I'm going to have a full check around, full 6-point check, make sure it's safe to pull away. It all looks safe, so I'm going to take my handbrake off, give my right signal, and away I go. So I'm driving along, build my speed up, get my gear change, and then I'm going to park with somewhere safe, convenient and legal over on the right hand side of the road. So I'm going to check my centre mirror, my right mirror. There's a car behind, so I'm going to signal to show that I'm going to park up. Parking up over on the right hand side where there's a raised curb. I'm going to move to the right, brake a little bit, clutch goes all the way down. I'm going to roll it into a position, so I'm happy with my parking position. I'm parking where it's still a raised curb. At this point now I'm going to apply my handbrake, pop it into neutral, cancel my signal, and I've secured the car there ready for the reverse part of the manoeuvre. Okay, so what we're going to discuss now is reversing the car back for 2 car lengths while keeping reasonably close and parallel to the curb. I set the camera up like this just so you can see what I'm doing, but also so you can see what's coming up behind us. It's important when we do these manoeuvres and that we do them safely. So the important thing is that we move the car slowly, and we constantly want to make sure that we kind of check around the car just to make sure it's going to be safe all the time. If at any point a car approaches, we want to make sure we stop in good time to make sure it is safe before we continue. Okay, so 2 car lengths, I will say kind of look at where you're starting from, and then kind of look backwards and then have an idea of where you want to kind of stop next. Once you've stopped, then you can always look forward and see how big that gap is. You want to imagine 2 of your cars in front of you and see where that finishes off, see if it's back where you started. Another way you can judge that as well is by kind of looking to the houses that you parked up outside. Usually the length of your car is around about the width of a house, so you think you look to the right, I can see a house out, so I'm going to reverse back another 2 houses. Once I'm parked up outside that house, that should be far enough back for us. Okay, so we're going to pop it into reverse, clutch down into reverse gear. I'm not going to use much of a bite here because it's not a nice flat road, but just bear in mind when you do your manoeuvres, the important thing is good clutch control. So I'm going to check around from right to the left. What I'm looking for here is any cars that might be approaching. I want to make sure that there's no cars coming off the driveway over on the right or the left. I want to make sure there's nothing approaching me from behind, and make sure there's nothing approaching from in front as well. So do my check around again. I'm happy it's safe to start. I'm going to remove my handbrake. You can see the car staying still, some nice flat road. Then what I'm going to do is lift my clutch up very slowly. You can see the car is just starting to move for us there. Just going to lift the clutch up very gently, looking out the back window to begin. And I'm going to keep coming backwards, looking around the car. I want to also make sure that my parking position is good, so I'm going to put a little bit of right turn on the wheel as well. And around the car, you can see we're just moving very slowly. Keep the car moving backwards. Looking around the car, check there's nothing coming off the pavement, off the driveway from the right hand side. Looking at the back window, the side mirror, the rear view mirror, road ahead, right blind spot. So just creeping out from the curve, so I'm just going to tuck ourselves back in with just a little bit of a right turn. Bringing myself back in again, straighten that wheel off. Happy with my position there. I'm going to continue coming backwards, looking around the car, and again you can see I'm just moving really slowly. I'm going to finish it with a check out the back window. And I'm happy then that I've come back for 2 car lengths. Once I've finished there, I'm going to apply my handbrake, put the car into neutral, relax my feet, and then I'm ready to pull away again. Okay, so I'm going to show you the reverse part of the manoeuvre now. It's the same as what we've just done, but I'm just going to show it from a different angle so you can see what I'm doing with the steering and observations from a different angle. So switch down into reverse. Don't need that biting point. I'm going to do that check round just to make sure that it's going to be safe, which is, I'm happy with that. So handbrake comes off, move back slowly, looking around the car constantly. See, a bus has just entered the road, so I'm going to keep an eye on that as well. Now my position here is a little bit wide, so I want to make sure here that I get myself a little bit closer to the curb. So I'm going to steer towards the curb, just a little bit, doesn't need a lot. And then move the car back slowly, keep checking around the car. And now I'm happy that the back end of my car is closer to the curb, so I'm going to go the opposite way with the steering. There's a bus approaching, so I'm just going to stop for that. I'm going to allow that to pass just to make sure the manoeuvre is safe. Okay, so the vehicles have passed, so I'm going to continue check around before it starts again. So you can see the left turn's still on, so I'm waiting for the car to come in. It's now parallel to the curve, so I'm straightening that wheel back off again. Keep coming backwards. So I'm happy that I'm about 2 car lengths back. Just a little bit more. And again, just move the car very slowly. What I'm doing with my control is I'm just lifting that clutch up to move it, dip it down to slow it, lift it up to move it, then dip it back down to slow it again. I won't use the brake just yet, it's literally all on the clutch control. I'm going to look out the back window just to finish, clutch down and brake on. And apply the handbrake, put it into neutral, and relax my feet, and then that's the end of the manoeuvre. From this point here, then we're going to pull away. So now we've done the reverse part of the manoeuvre, we're going to pull away again. So we're going to move back to the left hand side of the road when it's safe to do so. So we're going to prepare the car, clutch down into first gear, set your feet up, hand on the wheel, hand on the handbrake, so we're prepared and ready to go. Do our observations this time, so we're going to go right to left. The reason for that is the dangerous passing on the left hand side, so we want to check that last just before we go. So check from the right shoulder, right mirror, road ahead, centre mirror, left shoulder. Okay, and there's nothing coming down the road. So I'm going to pop my left signal on, another little check before I go. I'm going to start moving over to the left. I want to check my left mirror and my left shoulder just as I'm moving. I'll move away, build my speed up straight up to the left hand side of the road, and then we're off again. Hiya, I'm Mickey. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all the new materials and new videos. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or have any recommendations for videos you'd like to see, don't forget to drop me a message or leave a comment. Other than that, just enjoy your lessons and